Hey, second graders, it's Mr. Sargent here with your Day 3 recap video for social studies and for science. In social studies, we continued with our R-O-A-R, our roar. And today we focus on the O, which is order. And in science today, we continued with the scientific method. We got a great music video as well as talking about hypothesis. It's a big word. But we're going to discuss it, and by the end of this video, and by the end of today, we'll know exactly how to make a hypothesis. So, let's get started. Now, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, R-O-A-R stands for respect, order, accountability, and responsibility. Yesterday, we had some great lessons on respect. In fact, we might have even read a little book today about respect and where we can find it and how we notice it. Today's word is order. Now, another way to say this is to be orderly. Now, why is it important to put things in order? Well, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce this topic, we used a story. Well, it's important when you're telling a story to put things in order, isn't it? Now, if you look behind me, you will see today's activity. Now, if you didn't get today's activity, if you check the description below, you may even find a link so you can do it online. Pretty cool. Now, if you look behind me, this is the first part of the activity. Now, in this activity, we have 4 events that happened in a story. What we need to do is put them in order. So let's take a quick look at these events. Now, if we look, the first one says, Troy put his dog's dish on the floor and called, "Rex, here boy, dinner." Okay, it's a good event. Second one, Troy opened the bag of dog food and took out the scoop. Wait a minute. The first event was the dinner was already ready, wasn't it? And in this event, Troy is just opening the dog food. Can Rex's food be ready if it's not out of the bag yet? No. So already looking at these 2 events, we know which one happens first and which one happens after, don't we? But let's continue because we have 2 more events. Troy took his dog's dish and food out of the cabinet. Well, he can't open the bag if he doesn't have it out of the cabinet. Interesting. And the final? Troy put 2 scoops of dog food into his dog's dish. If we think about this logically, Troy can't do any of this until he gets the food and dish out of the cabinet. So our first event is right here. Now he can't scoop until he gets the scoops out. So our second event would be Troy opened the bag of dog food and took out the scoops. Then after that, Troy put 2 scoops of dog food into the dish. I bet you know what happened last. Of course, he called Rex in for dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, when we put things in order, it's important that they go first, second, third, and last. Now, when we're looking at this in roar, it's important to know that when we're orderly or in order, things make sense. Now, I look at our lines in the hallway. Let's imagine that we didn't have lines in the hallway. How would the hallways look? Yeah, I know, it would be chaos, wouldn't it? So, one of the rules that we're gonna have here is when we're walking in line, well, we're walking in line. We are keeping orderly when we're in line. Now, how about class? Let's say you were at a table and someone just threw all of their papers and their pencils everywhere and they laid across and they just took up all the space. Would you be able to get any work done? No, you wouldn't. Keeping things in order could be keeping things clean, keeping things organized. So can we say that being orderly or putting things in order is using the materials properly? I think we can. I think it's using our tables properly. I think it's walking in line properly. I think it's using the school facilities properly as they were intended. It's important we do this to keep our schools safe, to keep you safe, to keep all of us safe and organized. Because if we're organized, we're going to be more likely to have more time to learn. And ladies and gentlemen, I know each and every one of you love to learn. That's why I love this second grade class. So, yesterday we talked about respect. Today, order. They're very connected, aren't they? They are, aren't they? Yes. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about accountability. And ladies and gentlemen, I can't wait. In science today, well, we started with an incredible music video from Flocabulary, so sit back and go ahead and listen.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of things I don't know. I have questions like, why do we need to eat food? Why are there no animals on the moon? What makes cheetahs fast and turtles slow? Why does my body grow? I don't really know. What's the sun? What's a star? Are ghosts really real? Cause I heard they are. With science, you can uncover mysteries. Ask questions, do tests, that's the recipe. Question and experiment, that's science. You could be a scientist too, just try it. Athletes use science when they choose their food, and companies use science to design your shoes. Scientists make inventions, cure disease, explore deep space and deep seas. They know that all things happen for a reason. There's a reason summer is the hot season. There's a reason an airplane flies. There it goes. And that's not magic or miracles. Question and test like scientists do. And if you run experiments, then you're a scientist too.
There's so much that we don't know, but with science our minds grow. We ask questions, run tests until we find the truth. So much that we don't know, but with science our minds grow. We ask questions, run tests until we find the truth.
Ask questions, that's the motto. And there's a scientific method that we follow. Step one, make observations and ask a question. Yeah, that's the first task. Like, does this plant need sunlight to grow? I have a hunch, but I don't really know. Step two is when you make your best guess. That's the hypothesis, and I'm leaning yes. I think this kind of plant will grow the best if it has sunlight. Now let's run the test. Step three, run the experiment. Test your hypothesis. Are you hearing it? I put one plant by the window, one in the closet, water them the same amount out the faucet. And for 4 weeks, every single night, I measure both plants and I check the height. Step four, look at your data, then make a conclusion. What does it all mean? What you been doing? I see the plant in the light grew the best, while the plant in the closet is mostly dead. Step five, take what you learned and share it. Write a report for your friends, teacher, or parent. But the scientific method is never done. Come up with more experiments and run another one. Let's go.
There's so much that we don't know, but with science our minds grow. We ask questions, run tests until we find the truth. So much that we don't know, but with science our minds grow. We ask questions, run tests until we find the truth.
Now, as we continue to talk about the scientific method as we prepare for our experiment on Friday, one word we already knew, and that was question. We talked about questions yesterday, and ladies and gentlemen, you had some incredible questions. Now, if you remember our question of the week, why is it important that we use soap when washing our hands? Remember, I'm not looking for an answer yet, because we're going to test this on Friday. Today's word is the next step in the scientific process, and that is hypothesis. It sounds like a really hard to know word, but really it's not. All a hypothesis is it's a guess. When people do an experiment or have a question and they don't know the answer, is it okay to just guess what they think will happen? Well, yes, that's the next part of this. So since we haven't done a lot of experiments, when we come up with a question and we may not know the answer, is it okay to make a guess or a hypothesis? Yes. Is it okay that our hypothesis is wrong? Yes. So if I have a question of why do we need soap to wash our hands? And my hypothesis is because it makes our hands smell good. Well, we kind of know that that's not the right answer, but since it's a hypothesis, is it okay to be wrong? Yeah, it is. So ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to do today is think about our question. Why do we need soap to wash our hands? And then make your own hypothesis. And ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait to hear all of your guesses, or our word of the day, hypothesis. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it for day number 3. And second graders, I couldn't be more impressed and proud of each and every single one of you. Parents, you too. I love the fact that this class is working together, is helping each other out, and following the rules of GPA. I cannot wait to see each and every one of you tomorrow. And as a reminder, your About Me page is due Friday. If you need more time, just let me know. But until then, I hope you have an incredible, incredible night.